Hello, wonderful learners. Welcome to our exciting journey into the world of reading comprehension. I know you all love reading about stories, reading comprehension passages in your textbooks and your short stories. But have you ever wondered what happens when you finish reading a story? Can you remember the main characters, the plot, and the amazing things that happen in the story? All right. That is where reading comprehension skills comes in. In this class, you are going to learn some reading comprehension skills, how you can use these skills to answer comprehension passages and comprehension questions. All right, right now, I want you to get a pen and a book to get down some things, some important information. You can pause the video to get all of this. So when you come back, you can take it from there. We know every time in our reading class, in our English textbook, there's a particular place where you'll be asked to read your comprehension passage. And at the end of every comprehension, you have like two, 3 or 4 sections where you'll be asked some few questions. Sometimes you find it so difficult to answer these questions because we don't know or understand what we have read, okay? So this skills is going to help you answer simple comprehension questions. So now let's look at different strategies and skills you need to learn when you are reading your comprehension passage. Are you all ready? So let's get started. The first one is main idea. You need to learn what main idea is. Main idea is finding the main idea of a story. What really happens? What is the story is all about? Finding the main idea is the skill of finding the primary message or theme in the text, what the story is talking about. Then summarizing. You know what it means to summarize something, just to brief, or you bring all of what you have put together, you have read in your comprehension passage, to bring it together, just summarize it to a sentence, 2 paragraphs or more. Summarizing is the skill of identifying the main point of a text or a story that you need to know or remembering. Now you need to also understand the purpose of why you are reading. This purpose is understanding or knowing why an author wrote the story, the text, and what lesson is meant to be learned. So when you are reading, you should remember the main idea. You're summarizing the main point of the story. And why? Why are we reading the story? Why do I have to read this? Okay? So the next one is questioning. This questioning is the skill of asking questions to ensure the readers clarifies and understands what is happening in the text. And at this junction, you are going to learn some types of questions in comprehension, but not now, in the future, as we are having this comprehension class. By the end of this whole course or whole class before school resumes, I want to assure you, inshallah, you're going to learn and answer comprehension passages yourself. Now, sequencing is the skill of understanding the order in which events happens within a story. This is called the supporting details. What happens after the main idea? Okay? Then we have inferences. Inferences is making, it is the skill of using clues from pictures, yes, and text to read between the lines. Sometimes you'll be reading, then you have a picture telling you or showing you exactly what is happening in the comprehension passage. We have visualizing. You all know when you see a picture captures your attention whenever you are reading. You all love colorful books. I am so sure. You all love pictures, you love color books. So visualizing is the skill of making pictures in your head based on what the text says. This will help you to understand as you are reading. Then monitoring. This is the skill of understanding the text by asking questions and rereading for clarification. So whenever you are reading, you don't just have to read for reading's sake. This is another thing you need to learn now. Whenever you are reading in class, you are reading for leisure, maybe at home, you have storybooks that you need to read. Always have a book beside you. At every point, before you get to the end of what the passage or comprehension you are in your textbook, ask yourself some questions. Why am I reading this? Then you put down some points. This will help you. Then when you get to the next stage, you need to learn to connect. You will learn to connect what happens in the first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. Then if you are in the JS1, the senior class, from JS1 to SS3, you should be able to connect this appropriately. This skill is very useful for you from JS1 to SS3. So this will help you to achieve and arrive at a concluding and meaningful conclusion at the end of your meaningful answer to your comprehension questions. Then you can also connect this to the real world, to your real world experience you have had. Then prediction. Sometimes when you read stories, you should be able to guess and know what will happen in the next passage, in the next episode. So this is a wonderful skill that you need to have, okay? So these are the skills we'll be looking out in this comprehension skill class. But today we will focus on main idea and supporting details. At this junction, I want you to have a subheading, write main idea. I will try as much as I can, so those in basic 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 can understand what we are doing here. This main idea is a very important skill that every child should have. So post this down and let us see what a main idea is. How you can find this in the comprehension passage and how this will help you to answer some questions. So put it down and let's go. Now look at this picture. This is the picture of a table. Okay, before we do that, if you can pause this video now, just put this down. Main idea is the most important point of a text. I've said that earlier. As a good reader, you determine the main idea by looking for details in the text, details in your story. Now look at this picture. This is the picture of a table. I love to explain to my learners through this or using a ice cream cone. For the senior classes, I've used the ice cream cone and the choppers to explain what main idea is. This is the picture of a table. The main idea of this table is the tabletop. The top here is the main idea. The top of the table is the main idea. Why is it so? It is the most important part of the table. This part, I'm going to mark that. This part, the table top. Yes, the table top, all of those parts are the main idea. Why is it the main idea? If there is no top or place to place this book here, you cannot place the book on the table legs. The table legs are supporting the tabletop, which is the main idea. It is the real important thing that keeps the table together. You cannot put your book or sit on the legs of tables without the tabletop. So this tabletop plays a very important role. Okay, so let's move on. So that is what is called a main idea. This tabletop is the main idea of the table. So in every story you read, the main idea is the title of the story. The title of the story. So let's see, as I said, the supporting details are the table legs. They are supporting the main ideas. Now look at this. These details describe or explain the main idea of the text. I've said that. These details are important to the text and support the main idea. Look at it here. They are the supporting details. The tabletop is the main idea, and the supporting details are the table legs. How do you identify the main idea in a story? Now let me tell you how you can identify main idea in a story. Number one, you need to understand why finding main idea is very important. The main idea helps you understand the purpose of your story. I'll be using story because your comprehension is all about story. It allows you to remember important information, and it helps you analyze and evaluate the text more effectively. I said the main idea is the central point, the most important point or message that the content is trying to convey, what your story is trying to tell you. And the supporting details are the facts. When you are reading the examples you see and all other information you see in your story. Then also, identifying the main idea and supporting details is important for understanding the content and for being able to summarize. When you understand the main idea and supporting details, it will help you to answer comprehension questions properly and effectively. Now, how do I identify main idea? The first thing you need to understand is you look for repeated words or phrases. I'm going to share a story with you. So we look at it together, the main idea together. You need to look for repeated words or phrases through your story, your reading text. Then you identify the topic sentence of each paragraph. You know what a paragraph is? From each paragraph, you should bring out the topic sentence of each paragraph. Then you summarize this text in your own words using the main idea and supporting details. This is like solving a puzzle, yes. Reading between the lines is like solving a puzzle. We look for the topic sentence, ask yourself, what is the author trying to say? You identify the purpose, you look for repeated words or phrases, then you pay attention You pay attention to headings and subheadings, and you need to consider the tone. So the next one is summarize. You're not going to do that in this class. You're not going to do that here. Now I have a story I will share with you. Please be attentive and focus. Don't get distracted. Yes. Look at this. These are short stories that okay. Let me pause so that I can fix. What is that? Let's see this. Okay. Now, the main idea guided reading skills. This is a story we are going to read together, and we look out for the main idea and supporting. Okay, let's focus on main idea. This is a story. Here we will try to identify the main idea and the supporting details. The main idea of this story is the title, which has been written out for us clearly. This is the title of the story. So this is what? The main idea. Now I want to look out for the supporting details. How do we find supporting details in a story? This is the first paragraph. You look at this. One day, a lion was asleep in the woods. A mouse came along. The mouse then saw the lion and ran across the lion's nose. The supporting details here is a lion was asleep. A mouse came along and ran across the lion's nose. This is one supporting details. In the second paragraph, the lion woke up and he was cross with the mouse. You woke me up, growled the lion. So the second supporting details will be the lion was angry at the mouse. Now you look at the third paragraph. This is the third paragraph. It stops here. The story is short. It is suitable for children between the age of 6 to 8. So from here, the mouse was scared. Please let me go, said the mouse. If you let me go, I will repay you one day. You are funny, said the lion. How could a mouse help a lion? The lion laughed and let the mouse go home. So if you want to summarize this in your own words, this is another supporting details. Let me bring it out. The third supporting details. So in your own word, in your simple English, you can say, the mouse pleaded with the lion that he should allow him to go and promised to repay the lion. This is the third supporting details. Okay, so you are going to do that till the end. That is how to find the supporting details. After doing all of this, if you are asked any question at the end of a comprehension passage, you would be able to answer it. Now I will share a diagram with you. It is called the main idea diagram. Let me share with you so that you can know what, because you are going to fill it at the end of this class and submit it in the group. Basic 1, 2, 3 should submit it in the WhatsApp group. Basic 4 to JS3 should submit it in their own WhatsApp group. The existing WhatsApp group we use for our online class, and I will comment on everybody's work there. So in the next class, we are going to look at, I'm trying to show you the picture of how you can use the main idea organizer. This is it. I will send a short story. Okay, I'm not sharing that. Let me share the organizer view. This is how it looks like. You can read a story without the main idea. So when you're looking for the main idea, remember any word that is repeated in your story is the main idea of that story. Then the supporting details have showed you how you will identify your supporting details. You get your supporting details from each paragraph. So here we are going to limit it to just 3 supporting details. Is that okay? Take your time to watch this video very calmly. Make sure you have a note with you and submit this assignment. If you submit the assignment, I will make another video for you on the types of comprehension questions we have and how you can identify and answer these questions. All right, see you in the next class. Thank you for joining. Bye.